All right, so we're back. This is the 33 XC from hell that we've been working with now for way more than a month. So here's the deal. When we quit, here, these are the targets. 3-shot, there, I'll hold it against my shirt so you can see it. 3-shot, 4-shot, and 5-shot. All right, now here's the thing. We had a whole bunch of comments with people saying that's good enough. Well, first of all, what is good enough? I mean, what we have to talk about is it good enough for the application that it's being built for? So is this good enough to shoot elk at, say, 600 yards? I would say absolutely. I would prefer more than that, but I mean, if that was it was going to be a 600-yard elk rifle, I would say sure. 5 shots into ½ an inch with 3 of them, I mean, they're almost all touching. So it would be good enough for that. But let's remember that this customer started out saying that he wants to shoot steel at 2,000 yards. Now you got to contemplate that just for a second. A mile is 1760. So he wants to shoot steel at 2,000. So the problem is, even this, if that was 5-shot groups, that would not be good enough. Okay, we need to get 5-shot groups that are, say, I don't know, 0.3, maybe 0.4, 5 shots with they're pretty much all stacked together. So that's just not going to cut it. So here's what we did. As soon as we got back from shooting last time, and I think I showed this, we removed the barrel. And then if you recall, on one of the other videos, we borescoped this barrel. And this barrel is going back to Brooks. So hopefully we're actually going to find out what is wrong with it. And that's no guarantee they're going to know what's wrong with it. I mean, I've talked to these guys, not just Brooks, Krieger, Bartland, Brooks. I've talked to a lot of different people about a lot of different barrels. A lot of times they don't know. Why does one shoot and why, unless it's obvious, why does one not shoot? So we may never know why this doesn't shoot. All we know is that that's about the very limit of what it's capable of, and that's not good enough. That's what we know. All right, so we took this off, and here it is. All right, so then I told the customer, send it back, okay? So here's what we got. This is the second barrel. It's already got marks on it, which it sure didn't have marks on it when I sent it. Actually, I don't like the looks of that. What the heck is going on here? It's got a lot of marks on it. This thing was packed. We packed things just absolutely outstanding. All right, well, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So anyways, what we're going to do here is, see, and I put these are, by the way, people always ask, where do you buy these? We buy these at MSC Industrial. These are for electrical applications, is what that's for. But I don't understand, why are these marks on that like that? I mean, this thing was flawless when it left here. I'm going to have to talk to him and see why this looks like this. I mean, this has got the crap beat out of it. Anyways, these should be essentially identical, because when I chambered them, that's what I worked toward, is getting them identical. So Vicki, do me a favor, walk over there and turn off that light, and we're going to go inside this and see what it looks like. Okay, now we're back. All right, so here we go. Let's see what this brand new barrel looks like. Again, that's sandpaper marks. We're in the chamber. Okay, there's a transition right there. Okay, we're in past the throat. Man, I hate this thing. There's the end of the neck right there. The end of the case mouth is what I'm trying to say. right, now here we go. We're into rifling. We got a bad... All right. I want to back up a minute. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at the angle on that. Look how good you can see that. That's where the reamer knocked the top off of the lands, putting an angle on them. That's the lead going into the, up into the rifling. Let's go on around and look at those. Wow. Wow, exactly the same. Look at that. Wow. Well, again, so this is the first time although, look at that right there. Now we've got that's those same
cut.
Yeah, like cross hash marks that were in the other barrel. What would that be from? What the heck is that? Well, here we are going to be again. It's like, what is this? We don't know. I'm going to turn the barrel. That's interesting. They're only right there. Are they on every land? Let's see if they're on that one. Kinda, huh? There's like a scratch in that one. What are those? There's nothing, I don't stick anything. Nothing that I stick up into the barrel goes that far. Although the pilot would be that far. But I don't see why the pilot this is live pilot. It's not fixed. So I see no reason why that would be like that. Look at that. What is that? I have no idea what that is. But then you see it's not further up in there. Let's go to the next one. I don't know what that is. It's not very much. You got to realize those marks you're looking at, I mean, that's a bazillion times smaller than a hair. Some of that also is just lint from pushing patches through it. Even though this is a brand new unfired barrel, it's had many, many patches pushed through it. Oh, touch it, please. It's not live anymore. There you go. So again, that's the thing on the left is the end of the case mouth. That's where that would be. And then we transition. Okay, and then you can see how there's a taper cut on that? I mean, all that looks really good. This, whatever those are, I don't know what put those marks on there. Once you get further up in it, here, let's follow this land. Once you get further up in it, it looks real good. Let's go on in. We're in there now about, I don't know, maybe 4, 5, 6 inches. Yeah, it looks good. This part of it looks real good. Let's go look at another one. No, it looks really good to me. This borescope is not long enough to reach the whole way to the muzzle end, by the way. People said, why don't you? The only way I can do that is turn the barrel around. I don't know whether I will or not. I might. That looks really nice. Everything's going in the exact same direction. I don't see anything. No, that looks really good. Really good. I don't see anything. I'm spinning the barrel right now. What do you think, Vicki? It looks very uniform to me, doesn't it to you? Yes or no?
It does.
No, that looks really nice right through there. Now see, like that, that's just a piece of lint, is all that is. That's super small, right? Whatever that is right there. Like I said, there's been, in the process of building a gun, I mean, who knows how many patches I've pushed through this thing already. Many, many, many of them. I don't know how many. I'm pulling back now. I'm going the other direction, back out toward the chamber. Well, I don't see, except for whatever's making those marks, which we saw on the other one also. Again, I wonder if that is the pilot. I mean, the live pilot is in there and it spins. But that doesn't mean, I guess it doesn't mean that it couldn't mark it. But again, also, this is the transition. So you're going, the bullet itself would be somewhere about in this area if it was jammed. So you only go just that wee little bit and then you're to perfectly smooth, real nice rifling. So I don't even know, whatever that is, it would be hard to say whether that would have any detrimental influence or not. I had a conversation one time with Dave Manson and we were talking about lead angles. You know, and most of the lead angles on most of the reamers I have are 1 minute 30 degree. All right, well, it was very interesting because at the beginning, when I first started building guns for other people, we played around with some different lead angles and stuff. I think we went from 1 to 3, like 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, maybe even to 3.5. And we were just experimenting to see if we could see any noticeable difference in the way the guns performed. And one of the things he told me, and I remember this, he said, in a way, it doesn't really matter. He said, because the time you've got maybe 100 rounds through it, he said all the barrels that they ever went back in and sectioned and looked at, he said most of them were about 2 degrees, as close as they could figure or measure it. So all this right here, once you fire it a little bit, it's all going away anyways, to some degree. Not completely, but anyways, this looks very uniform. I do not see anything here at all. I mean, it looks good. Really good, actually. I'm pretty impressed with this. The way those land. So you notice, by the way they're all knocked off the same, means that they're all the same height. It means they're all the same width. This is hard to do, by the way. Anyways, I like what I'm seeing here. Whoa. Now what I'm going to do is, and I don't know whether she'll stop or not, I'm going to take the end off of this borescope and I'm going to stick it back down in there like we did with the other one. So just hold on a second, see if I can get this off. Yes.
You know the angle we got on that last picture that we used as the thumbnail?
No.
Can you get that?
Oh, yeah.
The spiral picture?
Yeah, maybe. Here we go. All right, now I took the end off. You ready? Here we go. Watch the screen. You have to turn it back on, Vicki. Okay, here we go. We're going in.
Cool.
That's a sandpaper mark right there. All right, here we go. And that's fuzz. There's fuzz caught on it. All right, now that's an interesting shot right there. See if I can hold that still. Well, very easy to say that it's a 6 groove. Wow.
Is all that fuzz, do you
That's
think?
fuzz. That's from patches. Look at that. That is very uniform. Do you see that? Very, very uniform. Look at this. Yeah, that's just tons of lint. There's a whole bunch of lint in there. Now, I do see there's marks on that one at 9 o'clock?
Yes.
You see that?
I see that.
The heck is that from? Let's turn it. I don't know what that's from.
They're on multiple ones.
Yep. Again, whatever it is very, very fine. Now this is unfired, so it's hard to compare it to the other barrel, because the other barrel had 90 rounds through it. But that looks more uniform, doesn't it?
I was trying to compare that to see if it did. It appears it does.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop for a minute. I'm going to go get the air compressor. I'm going to blow this out. I'm going to put a lot of air through this and see if I can get all that fuzz or whatever it is that's in there out of there. So just give me a minute. I'm going to go and blow this out. All right, let's see what it looks like now. You ready?
Ready?
Yeah, so those marks, see, that doesn't make any sense. Those marks are in the bottom of the groove. So nothing I did would be in the bottom of a groove. You see that? Look at that. Because the pilot rides on top of the lands, not in the bottom. Still a lot of crap in that barrel. Now, does it look more uniform?
I don't know.
I think it does. It doesn't have that weird...
It doesn't have like a big gap.
Yeah, that weird twist that was in the other one. No, it looks more uniform than that other barrel. Now again, looks mean nothing. I've seen barrels, actually looked at barrels that were horrible, factory barrels. I mean, they were so rough it looked like you rifled it with a chisel, and I'm not joking about that. And some of them guns shot good. Now they didn't shoot one hole, but they shot 3/4 of an inch, and they were crap barrels. And I shouldn't say that. Obviously, they weren't crap barrels. The finish in them looked like crap. Man, is there a lot of dirt in this still. Anyways, I think that looks better. Let's turn this around and look at the other end for a minute. I don't know what those marks are though near the breech end. And again, nothing I did, that just doesn't seem to make sense. Let's go in this end.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool. Same deal. So what you're seeing there, here, look at this. This is hard. You're seeing extreme uniformity there. You see that?
Yep.
Look how uniform that looks.
That's the brake, right?
Yes. Well, it's not just the brake. I remember, I do, listen, you got to be clear on this. Everything on a brake, I do. These are Harl's brakes. The reason we buy them is they're straight and they're square. But he makes you do everything to the brake. So that's my cut on the end. Now we're going down in. And again, look at my crown. I crown the inside of a barrel. I crown the end of a barrel before I put the brake on. Pain in the butt, but let's go here. Let's see what else we got. This is cool. Whoa, we got dirt now. Lots of dirt. Let's go back out here a second. There, look at that. Again, that's very uniform. Here, what's going on here? Look at that. Very uniform. I'm going to put that end back on. Where's that end for this thing? Let's screw this back on and go back down in here so we can see it at an angle. All this is just a little mirror that screws onto the end of the borescope. You gotta watch you don't get dirt all over it too. All right, you ready? Let's go back in. All right, so I got my hand in the picture. Okay, and here's the end gap right there. Again, now you're only talking about a few thousandths right there. That's not nearly as much as what you think that is. I can't hold this very well. All right, here we go. So there's my end. And I actually like to have that. I don't like that straight up against the end of the barrel. Because remember, on the actual barrel itself, I cut a crown right there. An 11-degree crown. Wow, this is hard. Turn it back on, please. All right.
What's going on?
Ready?
Yep.
Wait a minute, I like to start at the edge. So you can see the crown on that. See it?
Yes.
There, that's 11 degrees right there on the end of the muzzle brake. Then the brake itself is bored, B-O-R-E-D, with a boring bar. And you can see the cuts right there. Okay, every one of those ribs get cut, and you open it up to the right diameter. Then obviously you're cut the whole way down in through here. Then that's the edge of the brake right there. And that is the edge of the barrel right there. And it has an 11 degree on it. And then now we're in the barrel. There. That's a land. And it looks really nice out here. It looks very smooth. Yeah, I don't see anything here at all. This looks good. Man, this is difficult. Well, I'm not really showing anything now. You can't see anything. It just looks good. I mean, the whole thing just looks good. Here, I'm going to turn the barrel. I rotated the barrel. We're going back out now. Here, wait. Let's follow that land right there. Or that groove, actually. That's a groove. That's just a piece of lint. And so that's the end of the barrel. Let's rotate that. Then there's an angle on the back of the brake, so an 11-degree crown on the barrel, and then an angle on the back of the brake, and now we're in the brake itself. And the brake, like I said, is bored. That's what those machine marks are right there. That's bringing it up to diameter. The brakes come with a hole in them that measures 1/4 of an inch, 0.250. And this is 338, so I run it 20 thousandths over 338. 338, 348, 358. And then there we are, out to the end. And like I said, there's an 11-degree crown on that also right there. So anyways, that's about it.
Let's turn the light on.
This barrel, no, just let it run. This barrel actually looks pretty good. So the plan is to put this barrel on, mount this barrel, and to take it out and shoot it again. Now, there's some other things, depending on what goes on, that we may do. So that's where we're at as of this moment. So the next time you see us with this, we'll be shooting it. All right, see you later. Thanks a lot.